So, how far into the year of learning are you? Because I know you've got a couple goals, a couple challenges you're doing with yourself.
So, I want to say I've listened to maybe like 20 audiobooks. I haven't like actually gone through and like counted all of them, but it's probably been a good 20, 25.
And how many months into this like year of learning are you? 4 months, 6 months?
Well, July. It started in the
Oh, like, so started at the beginning of the year.
At the beginning of the year. That's like what I called it, you know? Dude, at the beginning of the year, my hand was still broken. It was still broken. It was broken up until March. So in like 6 months in, the challenge that I'm doing right now is the 100 days giving up THC. I was an avid fucking weed smoker, like, and I guess I can say I was a pothead. You know, that's like what you call yourself when you're when you're an addict or whatever. I was a pothead, and I guess that just kind of comes from like the environment, I guess, at school and like the friends I was with and all that. I mean, no one had a gun pointed to my head and told me to do this, but it was like something that was just kind of there. And I guess like I kind of developed as a habit, you know, and moving forward, I was seeing it as something that was kind of distracting me rather than like helping me. And it just kind of became something that I was starting to depend on, whether I was going to train, whether I was going to the fucking store. It just kind of became something that I was routinely doing. And Joe Rogan, the Sober October thing, I was like the first eye-opening thing where, I mean, like, it was cool to know that people were like, well, there was this one year where I just did it because I was listening to a bunch of Joe Rogan. And well, I joined them on the challenge. And I still went out with my friends. I still went out with my cousins, and they were still partaking. But me being on the outside was kind of like, I don't really need this to like feel good around you guys, or like fucking have to carry this whole like, I guess, little demon with me, you know, everywhere I went. So that was really cool. And that was like the first kind of like eye-opening thing that was just like, hey, like I don't need it so much. And it only like becomes a habit like as I allow it to. And I took the month off. And then the next year I took 75 days off because it was just like, all right, I need a break. And also like after that, I felt really great. I felt really good, but it happened to like the 75 cutoff day was on my birthday. So literally like midnight.
Relapse.
It was like midnight, you know? So it was just like birthday boy, you know, let's go out and hang out. And I kind of fell back into the cycle of like, you know, using it all the time and like just having it always there and allowing myself to just whatever, enjoy it. But it was just like, okay, I can't let myself one up. I can't let the past me like one up me this year. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do 100 days.
So you're on 100 days. How many days are you in?
38.
And so this is no smoking, no vaping, no edibles, no THC.
Honestly, it's more just THC.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really have a problem with like drinking or anything like that. Doesn't really, you know, it was more like THC. I've been consuming other things, you know, I've been having fun still, but yeah, it hasn't really been, it's just more THC.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because this is where like my, you know, parental instinct versus like my libertarian instinct, my mind is whatever, if you're an adult, whatever you want to do with your body, go for it and take whatever you want. You want to be mainlining heroin. I'd appreciate you don't do it in my podcast studio or in front of my kids, but whatever. But then like the parent in me and like, you know, being a little older and seeing a lot of my friends, like does affect people. You know, I've seen people that probably had a lot more potential and it suffered because of how much fucking weed they smoked. You know, I can just tell you run into them a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, it changed their brain chemistry and they're just different people. So, I mean, because weed's now legal in California, is very socially acceptable. And you mentioned, you know, maybe smoking with friends or family or whatever, like what percentage of your friends do you think are like daily users?
Honestly, a good like I've kind of distanced myself from certain people, but there's like people that I like in high school with, like I'm pretty sure are still the same, you know?
Yeah.
Still constantly at it. So I want to say a good 50, you know?
Yeah.
50%. Because of the people that I'm with now, it's like not so much, you know, that crowd anymore.
Right.
But dude, yeah, it's pretty easy to like get caught up in that kind of like I'm being productive still. And that's kind of a lie I would tell myself too, where it was just like I'd smoke and I still get my shit done. That's like one of like the big lies that a lot of my old friends say. And I mean, to each their own, you know, but you can tell, you know, like you can kind of tell that like they're dependent on it and it's clear when you like offer them or when you just tell them I'm doing 30 days off. They're like 30 days, like that's crazy, you know.
Right.
And it's like, bro, how the fuck is that crazy? You know, how is that like, it shouldn't be like such a big thing to do, you know? And like,
Right.
I guess it's like you don't really. I guess you just never really talked about like weed addiction because I guess it's not like you don't really physically withdraw from it, but yeah, dude. Like I know there's a lot of people that lie to themselves, and I mean I'm not judging anyone. I'm not
Right.
like on this moral like high like you know I'm not better than anyone because I'm giving it up for 100 days. Like I'm probably still gonna like smoke occasionally or go back, but I know that if I make it a habit daily, it's gonna be a habit. You know, it's gonna be constantly something that I need to keep fueling. But yeah, a lot of people don't give themselves that chance to really go through even just 30, even like a week, you know. I feel like that's hard for some people. And that's just like I don't want to say you have a problem, but
Yeah.
there's something there that you might need to address.